David.
Yeah.
David.
Hmm?
David.
What?
Let me read your tarot.
Fine.
Okay, let me preface by saying I personally don't believe that tarot card reading or anything like that is necessarily like the spirit speaking through me or any sort of actual fortune telling or future prediction. I more so see it as a fun way to think about situations and obstacles in your life in a different way, a unique way. It's a good way to inspire thought about it and help you kind of think through things. Also, it can be nice when you get something that's like, things are going to work out, and you're like, oh, thank God. But, anyways, the deck I'm going to use is one that my mom gave me. I've got it here. This is the little booklet for it, but it's called the Goddess Tarot. It's about female empowerment, strong women, so the kings are replaced with the queens, and they're swapped with princes and princesses as well. But yeah, are you excited?
Sure.
You look so excited.
I don't know.
I know, but it's fun. You've enjoyed my tarot readings before. So I like to do the Celtic Cross, is what it's called. Let me also preface quickly by saying I am by no means an expert at this. I am by no means super knowledgeable in this. I have a little booklet here that tells me what all the cards mean. I have a vague understanding of them on my own, but I just enjoy doing this for fun. Don't judge me if I do it wrong. But okay, so first, David, we're going to pick the card representing you in this situation.
Okay.
But so from the bottom here, pick a card that you kind of feel the connection with or you like. Otherwise, we can go off of your star sign if you're interested in that.
Sure, the bottom one.
This one?
Sure.
Judgment. I like that. The Judgment card is part of the Major Arcana, which is the 22 cards on top of the OG 56. First of all, in this deck, they're related to a goddess and her story in particular in history and religion. Some consider the Major Arcana to hold all the world's wisdom distilled into 22 potent images. They tend to be very poignant, which is nice. But so you have Judgment, which is I think that's Guinevere essentially.
That's what it says.
It's spelled a different way than I'm used to, is what I'm saying. I think most are used to the V version. But she is the Welsh First Lady of the Islands and Sea.
That's how it's spelled in Middle English. I think that's why it's spelled like that.
It is believed to have existed as long as there was surf to pound against the rocky shore. Praised for her judgment and wisdom. This is a good card to represent you. It was believed that no man could rule Wales without her by his side. That's you. That's you. So this is representing you in this situation.
Okay.
Then I'm going to need you to think of the question that you want. It can either be very specific or it can be just like a general thing about like the situation, or it can be like just give me advice for right now in life. Shuffle and think about your question. If you want to, it's fun to hear from what it is so that we can bounce ideas off each other with it.
Do I need to come up with a question, or can you come up with a question?
I can come up with it, but you need to be thinking about it while you're shuffling.
Okay, what's the question?
You want to see how YouTube's gonna go?
Sure.
Or is that too on the nose?
It's kind of on the nose.
Think about the question while you're shuffling. And I will be referring to my little card packet here, my little description thing, because I don't have every card memorized. I don't think I'll ever have every card memorized. I just have a general idea of different suits and a pretty good memory of the Celtic Cross itself, which is the formation I'm going to be doing for this one.
Some of these have little doggy tooth marks on them.
Yep, that's fine though. It's because Oscar apparently really was interested in the tarot cards and decided to chew a couple of them. So
we went through a phase of about a month or two where he decided to try to eat decks of cards.
Yeah, he chewed up a bunch of our playing cards and stuff. It was pretty rude. But yeah, proud of him. All right, this is shuffling good. Do you care which direction it goes?
No.
This is the direction you handed it to me, so I'll do it this way. And the Celtic Cross, we have the first in the center. Oh, excuse me. First upright in the center. Second on top of it. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and then seventh, eighth. Sorry. Ninth and 10th, and those are all on screen, which is perfect. And again, this is you over here, Judgment. So
That's me.
I'm well aware that's you, you judgy little boy. The first card is the overall situation and the atmosphere kind of surrounding it. and you have the Eight of Cups. So the Suit of Cups is based in like beginnings and nurturing a seed so that it will grow and you can grow it into what you need
Why
it
is
to be.
it cups then?
It's the cup of Venus.
No, the cup of life, very literally. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, and it's connected very closely to with the moon and with water. That's kind of its
Yeah,
elements.
fair enough,
And
fair enough.
then love, nurture, everything Venus. It's very Venus.
As
But
soon as you start talking like Greco-Roman mythology, now I understand it.
yeah, exactly. And a lot of them are Greco-Roman base because there's a lot of Greco-Roman gods. But so the Eight of Cups upright in particular, I will pull that up here. The card itself, it's a pretty card. It says, a description of the card is, the moon has waned, the tide has gone out, searching for more substantial fare, the woman leaves behind 8 empty cups she has drunken of. So the meaning for upright is time to move on, need for more substance in life. Whether that be more satisfying relationships, a more authentic way of life, leave takings. So that's the general atmosphere of the situation itself, of like starting YouTube is the way I'm kind of seeing it, of our start of YouTube is tied very closely with our start of moving away from New York and trying to find more stability. So I think that fits relatively.
After my business didn't get its funding, I
Exactly.
kind of needed to ditch that. Sure.
So having
okay.
so need for more substance in life from what was already failing.
Sure.
The next is influences that are affecting the situation. They can be good or bad. So the way I read that
Which
from
way
the
is
original,
upright for sideways?
that's what I was about to say. The way that I read that, because it's what's influencing the situation for better or for worse, what is to be considered, and because it says better or worse, I figured that you can read both the reversed and the upright, and take both into consideration for this card.
Which way is the 2 pointing in the diagram?
It's upright.
Well, that's not helpful.
That's why I'm saying I think that it's meant to read both ways. And you have Oya, strength. I've read her a couple times, actually. She is the Yoruba goddess of the Niger River. Is considered a patroness of female leadership and strength. Because of this, women will most often ask her for the right words to gain power. So if it's upright, the influence that it's having on the situation is the strength to create peace between opposing forces. They may be inside you or personified in a situation. Tame them. You have the strength. Or reversed is discord, imbalance, valuing lower energies over the higher.
Okay.
I think the upright applies a bit more. Just I in general associate myself more with the creating peace between opposing forces, I guess.
Fair.
Anyways, third card is the foundation of the issue. And that is 5 of Swords reversed. The Sword suit is the third suit in the progression. So Cups is the initial. It's the planting the seed, nurturing it. And then it's Staves, which is like plants, like a tree trunk. And that's growth and direction of growth, channeling energy towards most benefited growth.
Okay.
Swords is the pruning step, which can be difficult, can be painful, but is necessary in order to improve in the best way, in the appropriate way. And then Pentacles is like gold.
Basically an artistic representation. There were a specific shape that was very common in the art for the wealthy during various time periods, specifically during the medieval period.
That is actually quite insightful because pentacles are related with fortune in this. And in a sense, it's then the reaping of what you've sown in the past 3 suits. But so Cups is, the water, the moon, and love. Staves, which you haven't seen yet, is fire, the sun. It's fed by the sun and directed by the sun. Corresponds to power. Swords is air and salt. Corresponds to magic in the major arcana. Pentacles is earth or gold. Corresponds to fortune in the major arcana. But you have 5 of Swords reversed. This is the foundation of the issue, that being our attempt into YouTube. Which the card itself, I suppose I didn't show the card for Oya. This is strength. Oya, beautiful.
It shakes the camera a little bit.
You had 5 of Swords reversed. And it is 2 swords laid down in truce. However, the woman still grasps 3 others, showing that the fight isn't over just yet. So, the foundation of the issue: defeat because of indecisiveness, lack of trust. Excuse me, I can speak. I suppose, I definitely have a bit of a lack of trust with, like, jumping in feet first into YouTube.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's natural with an artistic field.
Yeah.
This next one represents the past or influences that are now passing away. And it's the Six of Swords, upright. The woman is traveling in a boat to a better place. She has gathered 6 swords to take with her. These symbolize the new clarity and wisdom she possesses, which will be used in her new life. Meaning, new knowledge that helps one to move beyond current limitations. The lessening of difficulties. Travel. We just moved back from New York, which was one of the best decisions we've ever made. My interpretation. This next one is what is on your mind at this time? You, David, the querent.
Okay.
Which is the Princess of Pentacles, reversed. Again, pentacles are sort of the bounty collected after all of the efforts, the fruit of the labor. She is seductive and sweetly perfumed. The Princess of Pentacles offers all of life's bounties. To possess them, though, desire is not enough. Constructive action must be taken. And that was reversed, yes?
Yeah.
Inertia or laziness, not taking any action or responsibilities. Over sensuality. Are you overly sensual, David?
Always.
No, but that speaks more to it's been hard to get ourselves back on a healthy sleep schedule, a productive sleep schedule. And so I think that...
Which is made very apparent given that we're recording this at 5 a.m.
Exactly. So I think that's pretty relevant. Next, we have the Future card, which is influences that are now coming into play. And we have the Nine of Cups reversed. Again, Cups is new beginnings, growth.
Beautiful.
A beautiful image here. Finally, satisfaction. A rainbow leads the woman to a banquet table set with 9 cups. Worth waiting for, this feast will nurture many hearts and bodies. Reversed, the future influence is delay in the granting of your wishes, complacency, taking a relationship for granted. Relationship doesn't mean romantic relationship. It can mean any relationship. It can be a business relationship, a friend relationship, a family relationship. But the more important thing from this is delay in granting of wishes, I think. So that it might be a bit of a patience game.
I feel like anything like this is a patience game.
Especially, yeah, like YouTube. It's a huge patience game waiting to build.
Especially if you're building, if you're not building off of something viral, it takes a long time and a lot of effort.
Exactly.
Fine.
This next one is how you see the situation or how it's influencing you, David.
Okay.
Be correct. 7 of Staves, upright. Again, staves are the directing of energy time frame for best growth.
Mm-hmm.
Don't make that voice at me. Watch your tone. 7 of Staves. The hot sun scorches the woman. Using a stave to fight 6 others, she is unable to get out of the heat. Despite her position of advantage, she is still forced to defend herself. Upright. Though you may have the upper hand in this situation, there is still struggle. Success is possible, but only after dealing with difficult people who may not be supportive. Interesting. I mean, that is definitely a fear when you go into a field like this of, like, people not being supportive of it, because it's any artistic field, and then any field that isn't, like, the traditional field to go into.
It's not a real job.
Yeah, the not a real job effect. You get a lot of backlash no matter what. This next one is how others view you in this situation, which is Diana, the moon, reversed. That is a big card. Diana herself, her description is, in ancient Rome, Diana was honored as the goddess of the moon, as well as of wild forests and animals. The changing moon reflects the cycles of nature and life. And she was reversed. So this is how others are perceiving you in the situation. Feeling as changeable as the moon, discomfort with intuition. The mother. Yeah, I suppose we've both been perceived as pretty wishy-washy lately, having trouble finding stable jobs and stuff like that, and moving to New York and coming back and all that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We've had a lot of quick changes in our life in the past year, especially.
Yep.
Yeah. This next one is a guiding post, something that can lead your way and like give the best recommendation, I suppose. Hopes and fears of the emotion and emotion surrounding the situation as well, which is the Ten of Swords reversed. Again, this is the pruning, leading towards better things, cutting off the dead weight kind of thing. Ten of Swords. The swords are interwoven against a cloudy gray sky, symbolizing the ability to transform difficult situations into wisdom and action. Reversed, the guidepost is more needs to be considered before a complete understanding can be gained. Overwhelmed by too much information, things need to be prioritized. But definitely like overwhelmed with too many things and like trying to balance all of the recording schedule and everything, and our own sleep schedule and cleaning and preparing for holidays. That's all been, and like, you know, dishwasher breaking. Definitely.
I mean, arguably, what you could pin this focus on, if you're talking specifically about the YouTube stuff and nothing else, is that we don't really have like a niche.
We don't.
We're kind of all
that
over
is a
the place.
very good point. That's one thing I've actually thought about a
very
lot
much
recently.
all over the place, and without having a focus.
And right now we're so like lifestyle vlog focused. We don't have like a thing. Like you know, so many of the people we watch are games. That's their main thing, and then everything else is based off the personality that you find through
and
the
like
game.
we are doing like lifestyle vlog focused stuff, but then like the thing I'm gonna have us do after this recording is
play
record
Minecraft.
a game.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's
and like
it,
we have
we're
another
we're
series.
everywhere.
Our initial decision was to do a series of cooking, and so
yeah.
So
that's another thing.
We're like a network with not enough people to achieve all the things that we want to do right now. We're overwhelmed by too many other options, and we need to hone in more on one or two. I like the daily vlogs.
I have so many plans for things, and there's just not enough people, not enough funding, not enough focus. Really
Exactly.
Everything.
Exactly. You know, so that's pretty good. This last one then is number 10, the outcome of the situation if things continue as they are now, which is the 5 of staves. Again, it's interesting. We actually have a pretty good mix right now of the different suits. That's pretty uncommon for me so far. If anything, pentacles we're a little short on, which makes sense, considering YouTube is not paying right now. Not at all. Excuse me, but we have a lot of staves, a couple cups in current and future. Definitely plenty of swords. We have 3 swords, which is a pruning difficult period, which makes sense. But also growth, and then the new beginnings with YouTube. So it is all making sense. I mean, like, as much as, you know, cards with things on them can make sense. Anyways, lastly, we have the 5 of staves. Different aspects of the same woman fight against each other. The broiling sun heats their tempers, making it difficult to distinguish what they're really fighting for. And this was upright.
Mm-hmm.
So the 5 of staves upright, this is the outcome if things continue as they are currently. Conflicts for the sake of conflict. Ego-oriented competition. Losing sight of what's important because of petty disagreements. That's interesting, because you and I do have very different ideas in general on like where we want things like this channel to go. Not super conflicting, but like I've always wanted to have things go more towards like telling personal stories and like telling personal opinions. But then also, like, I want to go straight into gaming.
And you know how my mindset is with all of these things. I have a vision for building a network.
Yep.
Whereas, like, if you compare it to, like, Rooster Teeth, for instance, like, they have
production, like, and I want to do ghost hunting.
They have the production. They just did their achievement hunter stuff.
Yeah.
They're doing cooking with like Gavin and Jeff and stuff. Like
they have that
they're
variety,
all over the
and
place,
that's what we want.
And that's all the stuff that I have vision for. And the problem is that with just the 2 of us doing the video production, the editing, the being the people within the media and everything else, like there's just way too much, and
we just can't do it with the 2 of us.
I can't push it forward. Yeah.
And there's too much that's pulling away that we can't hone in on what needs to happen to get us started.
Right now we're when we initially started YouTube 2 years ago, I built a 3-channel network from the very beginning.
Yep, which may not have been the best way to start it out, I suppose.
But I mean, like that just shows like how my vision with everything is. And granted, we haven't touched the other 2 since what 2016.
Because the daily vlogs are quite.
And all this is on the main channel.
They're a lot of work, and we haven't even had time to set out the first recipe video that we did.
That was just like the beginnings in my mind of like how I was building the network.
And same, I think the main conflict is like we're both struggling to hone in on one thing that can be our start.
The start is always a difficult thing because I have the intensive vision, and I know like exactly how we would push forward if we already had the foundation for it. But we need to be able to build a foundation for it, and that's always the hardest part.
There's so many things that like topics that I want to hone in on and give like my really strong opinions on. Things like teaching people about menstruation before they menstruate and like all the nitty-gritty dirty details of things like that. Things like sex ed, things like not necessarily politics as directly like Democrat versus Republican. That's more up in the air. I don't care as much about that. But things like you know what I mean. But no, okay. This has been fun. I enjoy reading the tarot cards. I think it helps you think through situations and
it's interesting. Like I said, it promotes a thought, but this doesn't influence.
There's the part of me that likes to think that there's something beyond that is like helping or like potentially like giving advice or anything like that. But I don't actually believe that's the case because I don't actually know. I can't prove that. But I do firmly believe that it's just a good way to think through situations in different lights and in ways you hadn't thought of before.
Yeah, I think it's all extraordinarily unlikely.
Yeah. I'm more open to that being the case. I have like this like tender wish of like ghosts could be real, things could be fun, spirits could be dope, or like the cosmic energy could guide me. But I don't firmly believe it.
Just prove it.
You're so bad right now. Watch your language. All right.
It'll be fine.
But let us know if you want us to do more of this. I'd be down. I'd be down to do a stream of reading people's fortunes.
Oh God.
We could do the 3-card one to make it a little easier.
Probably not.
We could just do. I could just do a daily quick fortune reading and have a good time.
God.
That'd be so much fun. I don't know. I don't know. I just love doing it. I think it's fun. And I enjoy the thought process of it. But no, let us know if you want to see more of this, what else you might want to see more of. Get excited for Sunday morning coffee tomorrow. Yeah. Awesome.
Okay.
Like, comment, subscribing.
But actually, though, all the likes and the subscribing and everything helps us out a lot.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it really does.
We would appreciate it a lot.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you. Love you. Bye.